Hey guys, since my last video regarding Miss Melissa Hortman, I have been asked by numerous people to make another video about a variety of different topics. And I've also even had people come to me for political advice, which I find very flattering. And I have not forgotten about you. I just don't have the time. I've been super busy with a variety of different things, and so much is going on in the world today. It's just hard to keep track of everything. I'm probably just going to end up doing like a multi-video sort of deal to try to cover everything when I can. For example, when I made that Melissa Hortman video 2 days prior, I was trying to make time to make a video about Irina Zarutska, but literally the next day when I started contemplating it, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And then all the BS that followed, but don't even have to go into it. I'm going to try to get done what I can get done. I have not forgotten about you. Somebody asked me to do my thoughts on what's going on in Paris. I very recently had somebody come talk to me about what's going on in illegal immigration in Chicago, particularly because I live in Chicago. So just keep in mind I haven't forgotten about you, and I'll get to you. What I wanted to get to today was, in my last video, I called somebody out specifically. And if you've been paying attention to my social media, I have basically had enough of these people. I am never going to disparage anybody for thinking a certain way politically, but when you say stupid shit, I will call you out on it. And it's gotten to the point where I am no longer just going to comment and let bygones be bygones. When you say stupid shit, I'm calling you out. You need to be shamed. You need to get that little thing in your head called your brain to work, because what you post is ridiculous and shows you are a low IQ person. Smarten up if you don't want this to happen to you. First off, I want to say the person regarding my last video, I'm not going to call them out by name specifically, because the simple fact that this guy had my back in a situation that I had under control, but he had my back regardless. And so out of that, I will choose to not call him out specifically. Although I did see that post in response to my last post, I'm going to let that one slide for now. Anyways, I'm going to start calling these people out. Let's start with Little Timmy. Or to some, a lot of people, Creepy Timmy. I don't need to elaborate on that. You can use your imagination with that. But let's stick with the Little Timmy nickname. Little Timmy. First off, the pros. To your face, he is a nice person. He will seemingly give you the shirt off his back. To your face. I have never once had an argument or anything other than a positive experience when hanging out with Timmy. However, his social media persona is a very different story. Little Timmy is the keyboard warrior personified. He, at one point, only existed on my social media to try to confront me about my political beliefs, which is fine. I always welcome that. That is something that we should all be doing. That's the reason why Charlie Kirk got as big as he did, was because he talked to people. The problem with Timmy, Little Timmy, is he would come at me with complete, utter nonsense. I remember one time that he tried to call me out. I showed him blatant proof, and he still denied it. You can't argue with somebody about that, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Because when their narrative gets destroyed, their result is to fly off the handle emotionally. Can't argue with people like that, because I'm more than happy to talk to people about disagreements. I cannot argue with stupid. I have no patience for that. Anyways, Little Timmy has not been on my social media for a while, but a mutual friend made a post about how sad Charlie Kirk's death was. I commented by saying, "This is a sad day for everybody on both sides of the fence. And damn anybody who's celebrating his death. Little Timmy did not do anything about this mutual friends post. Completely glossed over all the other pro Charlie Kirk assassination is wrong comments. He specifically targeted my post, my comment, and chose to laugh at it. So I called him out. Said, Little Timmy proving he's a piece of shit. Again. He chose to laugh at that. The reason I'm calling him out is not just the fact that his social media persona is not only stupid and shows a low IQ person, but I'm also calling him out because he would never talk to me like that in person. Little Timmy is like 5'2", maybe 90 pounds. He would never say something like that to me in person because he knows that I would flatten him out. Social media, however, though, you would think that he thinks he's fucking Brock Lesnar. Anyways, moving on. Then we got this person. This person, again, to your face, very nice person, at least when I knew him. But since Trump got elected, this person has a habit of posting really low IQ stuff. And I always call it out. But this last post, that was my final straw, when they quite literally compared the assassination of Charlie Kirk to George Floyd's overdose. Yes, I say overdose, because I do not believe that a cop choked him to death. Any of you ever been choked to the point where you can't breathe? You ain't doing any talking because you can't. Your body is physically incapable of speaking when you are being choked to the point where no air is coming through.
So bullshit, all of it.
So get off my ass about that. So comparing Charlie Kirk's assassination to George Floyd's overdose, I don't even know where to start on that. But I will say this, that this person also mentioned that she was pregnant, is pregnant. And that's pretty sick coming from somebody who's pregnant. To compare Charlie Kirk to a guy who literally put a gun and pointed it right at a pregnant lady's belly. So not only you're just saying stupid shit, but you are saying that you don't care about that woman. You don't care about the fact that a pregnant lady had a gun pointed at her stomach. It just proves to me that you may or may not realize it, but you are a terrible human being. And you probably hate kids too. Just saying. Who shines a light on somebody who points a gun at a pregnant lady's belly? Clearly somebody who doesn't care about kids and has no compassion. I will also say that this person responded to my comment about how ridiculous it is to compare George Floyd to Charlie Kirk. And this person responded by saying, I'm not commenting on this. I just wanted to post it. Guess what? When you post stupid shit on social media, you are going to get called out by somebody eventually. You don't want to have to comment about it. You don't want to face the stress of the consequences. Stop posting stupid shit then. And then finally, this person lost her shit after Jimmy Kimmel was suspended. Yes, unfortunately, he only got suspended and didn't actually get fired. Everybody wants to go with this whole freedom of speech narrative. Oh, this is a violation of freedom of speech. No, it's not, actually. He is allowed to say whatever he wants to say, but the problem lies in the freedom of speech having consequences. You cannot go around and say whatever you want and not expect some kind of outcome at some point. And I used the example of you work in an office. Somebody comes in and says something very inappropriate. The company fires that person. Why? Because by law, he's allowed to say that. But it doesn't mean that you have the right to be free of consequence. That's exactly what happened to Jimmy Kimmel. Your words have consequences. This person responded to me by doing the all caps method. That's literally when I start tuning out, because when I'm trying to have a conversation with you, even though I am calling you out on saying stupid shit, I'm not being rude about it until you take it to that point. And this person took it to that point by responding in all capital letters. Yeah, that shows real character. So maybe, and next time, use this thing called the brain. I know you have a little one, but, try to use it. Maybe then stupid shit won't happen to you. Maybe think before you talk.
You dumb son of a bitch!
You dumb son of a bitch!
Who would have thunk?